We back with Malcolm Beans. What's up? Good morning. And this is the cup that always gets me in trouble. Totally joking, but Mr. Right, it's not my game. It's not my program. It's about asking questions, listening, observing, growing, all that good stuff. But um, yeah, I woke up this morning and I'm like, man, what? Like sometimes, I talk to friends and new friends and acquaintances all the time, and it's cool because you just soak up what people are walking through, and it helps me evolve, but it also helps me to help them. So it's a win-win. But like life and purpose and where you're at, and and in my life it's been so crazy. Maybe this will be a good kind of reference to kind of where you're at and how you're feeling. But my life's kind of been all over the place. But remember, it's my life. I'm trying to become mended with my best life, on the mend through my life, and growing along the way. Always listen, always asking questions, surround yourself with good people. Excuse me. But I got some buddies that have found their lane. We all have those friends that just know their lane. They crush it, having fun. They know they're there. They don't really leave that lane. That's insane. I love that. Sometimes I've been envious of that. Mine has been very sporadic, from No Fear, Spy, Reef Brazil, Alpine Stars, Ethica, um, Initial Friends, Agency, working with Red Bull, Medterra, Jason Anderson, Jeremy McGrath, Answer, Pro Taper, Supercross, Feld, just so many amazing companies along the Razor, all, the agency, building brands again, Mended. It's been this crazy thing along mixed into that. I hosted TV, hosted a couple episodes of MTV, Fuel TV, and a mix, and it was all over the place. But man, the perspective I gained doing that, but also it didn't make sense to a lot of people, and it seemed like I wasn't focused. There's probably truth to that, but I look back, and one thing I always did, man, I was always enjoying the moment. I was having so much fun, and I look back at that, dropping all those things. My LinkedIn doesn't do any justice. I also had Monster Energy. I helped out for a year. Got to work with the guys that were over there running the marketing. There were so many interesting things, but they all kind of made sense because they were all within like one bubble or one kind of industry. So when I was going to there, I had, my mended hat, I had my spy glasses, my reef shoes, my briefs, my whatever it was, everything kind of went. So like I was working and crafting and connecting culture, the crossover movements and everything, music industry, surf, skate, snow, moto, and just living. And it was so cool. So I got to walk in with all this energy with all these great brands that were non-conflicting brands at the time. Like they didn't make each other's, so it doesn't, if you're an underwear company and you make clothes, yeah, eventually you're selling everything. I get it. Or if you're Oakley and you're a massive billion-dollar eyewear company, they also have a $400 to $500 million apparel line that normally people aren't like thinking about the apparel first. It's the eyewear. So anyways, all these things, all these journeys, all this craziness, it's like sometimes, even now as I'm building Mended and I'm out here in the middle of Texas, not in the middle of Texas, I'm in Austin, Texas, about 40 minutes from downtown Austin, and I'm working in a warehouse. I'm just kind of having so much fun in the lane I'm in, but it's nothing easy. I have some great people that are helping me, some here, some remote, but it's my life. I have to be okay with it. Do I want to keep evolving and grow? Do I want to sit there and struggle way harder than I should building a company? Not at all. But I do want to evolve. So I'm always talking to, people all over, my brother every day, Jeremy, my brother Shane. Like I said, I love watching them build Gym Weed right now. You guys should check that out too. It's kind of that addiction kind of feeling. But it's an adaptogen with all the cordyceps and whatnot in there. One of the best tasting energy drinks. Definitely, when I go for the energy drinks, it's the preferred. They've got some amazing people behind it, and it's fun watching them scale. Nothing's easy though. So I love seeing people win, but the whole goal in 2024 or now is that time to breathe. The podcast. I love doing the podcast. I've jumped on with some amazing friends. These are friends I've known forever, and I'm finding even more out about them. The full 360 of all this is Mr. Right is about at home. What's up, wifey? Mrs. Right, that's what her mug says, but I normally use that mug. It's about listening. It's about evolving. It's about growing, but it's like, no matter what you do, no matter what your job is, when am I going to get the pay raise? When am I going to get the promotion? When you're an entrepreneur, you're kind of like going through it yourself and you're going, man, when am I going to see the fruits of my hard work? But that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. It's, I think, one of the hardest things because the blessing of working for No Fear and Spy and Alpine Stars, and then building my own, building a company myself, and then whatever, all this, everyone had its own challenges, and we're always like, man, when am I? You just got to keep grinding. Wrap your head around it. Put your head down and have fun and just breathe, man. Reminder to breathe. The moments are everything, but your energy, your attitude, and everything you bring into it. My life, maybe you pull things from it. Maybe there's things, I have kids telling me all the time, they're like, dude, you created the playbook for, you had mini warriors, you had the brands, you had the this and that, the culture, the athletes, you traveled all over the world. It was insane, I'm not gonna lie. And it started out from having no idea that that career or that pathway was even attainable. Another great example, grinding wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. It's like, you don't just snap your fingers. Trust me, it was like a 5-6 year overnight success career. Building a company, it was like a 10-year overnight success. Not that I see kids doing it immediately now using Shopify's and all these different technologies and stuff and launching some amazing businesses. Point is, there's a million outlets, there's a million avenues, there's a million motivational speakers. Most motivational speakers have a unique gift, but someone inspired them or some journey inspired them, much like myself. And the reason I jump on this Malc and beans, I'm spilling the beans to just throw all kinds of beans out there, because you might like light roast, medium roast, dark roast, Colombian beans, whatever. But I'm just trying to throw these beans out. They are organic. They are third-party tested for metals. You know what I'm saying? All my bean lovers looking for those healthy beans. But it's a crazy journey. And I was thinking about, I've been taking, we talk about health and wellness, but I'm talking about, I'm going to lead into like the owners of, a company like I did with my boys over at Captain Stoker. But I've used collagen my whole life. Right? My mom was a holistic nutritionist, and I literally was the king of the vitamin section. Now my wife's, our whole cupboard. I know a lot of you guys have those pantries now with Whole Foods and Sprouts and all these different stores. people are stacking up and understanding the value of a healthy lifestyle, what makes your brain spin, fuels everything, and just keeps you going. But I got to work with a guy named Sean Lake back when, and he ran DC marketing for a while, just a great guy. And he partnered with a buddy, TJ, and they launched Bubs. Right here, Bubs. I've used a million collagens since I was like 18 years old. Why am I showing this one? I could show a mix of other great brands, but I have sensitive skin, and whatever they do with this one, and you guys can look it up, it's not just that it's gluten-free, soy-free, all these other things, but for whatever reason, this one works amazing with my system, with my body, with everything I do. But the moral of this story isn't just giving props to Bubs. Bubs is about friendship. Sean Lake and TJ coming together, and in 2012, their good friend passed away serving in Benghazi, Libya, and I could be, sometimes my pronunciations are off, but the crazy thing is Bubs was his nickname, and it was Glenn Bubs Doherty. Glenn Bubs Doherty, rest in peace. I wish I got to know you, but I do feel the love from Sean and TJ. They created this thing not only to give back to the troops, to kind of inspire health, wellness, collagen, skin, nails, the whole nine, and also they also give back 10% to charity. My point though is, my life, their life, businesses, why are you launching? When you do get behind something, why are you behind it? This day and age, you can work for so many different companies, and I look at the people, like who's behind the company, right? Like it's interesting, some of the companies that are being backed these days, like who's behind them, right? And it's not like I'm judging if there's one good or bad person, but like, what is the intent? What is the truth? Everyone uses charity as marketing, or this, like everyone, oh, breast cancer awareness. Who's out there in the trenches, getting behind it? And this is where I want to get my heart to. And by no means am I claiming it, but Vended's a startup right now. I'm building it. But what these guys are doing at Bubs, I think they started in 2017, and just really, it was about the life and the adventure that their boy Bubs, Glenn Doherty lived. And I just think that's so rad to launch a brand and to build something that has something much bigger, but it also sets like a foundation for the life you want to live, inspired by the people that inspired you, the family that inspired you, what's in your heart, and wherever you're going. So hopefully this whole 360 right here, I bring it back a couple times, but the brand, my career, your life, we're all sitting here, we're all breathing. Man, oxygen in our lungs. God put life into us and air into our lungs, man. Every time when I breathe, you think when we have conversations sometimes, you're like, man, that is crazy that the most amazing gift I have is air and oxygen in my lungs that you can't live without. So I'm encouraging you to take that deep breath, reminder to breathe, put an action behind it, time to breathe. I know I do, I'm having fun with the podcast, but time to breathe. And that's about going, man, you have gifts. You have so much within you. I've seen so many people that have had, cards dealt to them, and I'm watching them push through and whatever. My boy Beaver Fleming, I love you. I know you're traveling right now. I got to bond with him the other day. That kid is just amazing. The light that just came through talking for like an hour was unreal. So respect to guys like this. Sean Lake, you're my homie. By the way, I buy this stuff. Anything I'm plugging, I'm actually buying. I'll show you my whole cupboard at some point because a lot of people ask about health and wellness. I'm a health and wellness geek, not just cold plunge tubs, infrared saunas, but I'm on this mission to try to find, I've had gut issues, I've had skin issues, the list goes on, so anyways, I wish you guys the best day. I love you guys. Hopefully this rant made sense, and it's really just to kind of throw some beans out there and figure out that roast you like and start going after it. Wherever you're at right now, enjoy it, charge it, smile. Dude, reminder to breathe. Spread the love. That was my signature. They let me put, or my title when I started at No Fear. They're all just put whatever you want on it. And so I put, spreading the love, because I was always out there and I was doing more than just seeding product and putting No Fear products or Spy products on people or any brand I've ever been with. It's about the experience, the interaction, engaging. Like every athlete was one that became my closest friends. The fans of them became my friends. So I love you guys. Enjoy this day. Spread the love. Time to breathe. And on that note, Malcolm Beans, better cut this quick. Wait, it's already been 12 minutes. I think they're going sick. Just joking. See, sometimes I just freestyle, but in the morning, because what else do you expect? Baggy, red, and sometimes the beats just hit my head. I love you guys. Peace. Have a good day.